back to the Artefactors Union. I am your host and foreman, Douglas Scoundrels, and today we are assembling the Geryon box for the Neverborn faction and the Savage Keyword. Box contains only 2 minions, these lumpy boys. That's the artwork. Here are the renders. Just big guys with extra arms and extra heads. It's kind of gross. Let's look at the sprue. Here are our sprues. Got Geryon 1 up here, and then Geryon 2. Down here, 8 bits each, nothing too terribly complicated, so let's get started on Geryon 1. Like we almost always do, grab the 2 halves of the torso, effectively the body at this point. And then we will add the right foot here, the left leg, left foot, which arm is this? I would venture to guess that's the left arm, then the right arm. Finish off with the head. It's going to go right here. Okay. Anyways, let's grab, what's it? B5 and B2. Starting with B3, and add B5 onto it. This is the front of our body. Next we'll do B6, which is going to be fitting right on top of this. And there it is. Right leg is all done. Let's get started on the left leg, where you're going to be doing B4, which is going to be effectively everything but the foot. I'm just going to just jam in right in there. And yeah, went in just fine. That's the angle you're looking for. Anyways, B8 is going to be our left foot. Oh, he's got 2 complete legs. And might as well do B7, our left arm, because we can very obviously see where it connects back here. Okay. Now on to our last 2 bits. We'll do B4, which is going to be our right arm. B2, my bad. Alright, there is B2. Kind of an odd angle for the arm to be, but that's how it fits. So let's do B1, the heads column good. Ah, he's gross. Let's get him on a base. Geryon number 1 is done. We're going to call this one Paul. And the hardest part was I guess the right leg, the bit for the right leg, just kind of gently wedging it in there. And that's just really simple. Kind of pokey. Avoid the spikes on its back. Yeah, that's really it. Pretty simple. Let's move on. Our second Geryon is slightly more complicated, but not a whole ton. So we'll grab the body and then the front half of the torso, glue them together. Then we'll also do the right arm and the left arm. Then we'll add this big lumpy face thing right here on the front, followed by the 2 smaller arms, which will go in here. And lastly, our slightly larger arm, which will fit in that socket, okay? So grab A1 and A3. A1 plus A3, it's got a few holes. Anyways, let's go ahead and add the right arm, which is also a big chunk of the body. The labeling on this is slightly weird, so I'm just going to point it out. It's going to be this one, which I'm going to say is A5, just because A6 is nice for having it being right next to A7 and A8. So we will do A5 first, and then A6. It's like a very spiky egg with arms and legs. Anyways, that's A5, so let's do A6 in this hole. Okay. So the big limbs are done. Now let's get started on his chest and all that stuff going on there. Let's go ahead and grab A2, which is just going to fit into this big, wide gap on his chest. Right there. Alright, there's the gross extra head. So let's get started on our little arms. Weirdly enough, the 2 tiny ones over here are both left arms. So A8 is going to go over on this side. A8 is the one that is slightly bent, whereas A7 is more straight. Alright, there's A8, now A7. Both of those went in pretty easy, so we just got our last bit, hooray. A4, which is going to go in this, hole. And there we have it, all done, base 'em. Geryon number 2 is done. We're going to call this one Carl. Hardest part of Carl was, the spikes honestly really suck to handle the model, because it starts hurting your fingers after a while. other than that, it was pretty easy. I guess maybe putting together the first two bits was kind of awkward because you sort of need that third piece of the body to really make it whole. But yeah, those are my quote unquote complaints. Really simple otherwise. Let's look at the both of them now. Just like that, we are done with the Geryon box. Completing Geryon 1 and Geryon 2, two very large, chunky minions. Hardest part for the whole assembly was uh, really nothing. Like, I got nothing to complain about outside of the spikiness. The spikes are nice. They add a bit of texture to the model, but it's just kind of painful to carry it around and move it around with those jabbing into your fingies. So keep an eye out for that. Otherwise, they're giants, so they tend to just be easier to build. That's the running theme with the Savage keyword, it seems. Anyways, that's it from me. I have been your foreman, Douglas Scoundrels, helping you build better Malifaux. Have a good night.